Hello and thank you for clicking on my channel. I hope you do love food as much as we do. In this video I'm going to show you what we ate for our evening meal each night of the week. I do this every week, and if there's a recipe for the meal I will add that to the channel as well. So my name is Jilly and my husband's name is Gary. So there's just me and Gary in the house, but we do have grandchildren popping in and out as well. So let me show you what we ate this week.
Monday 22nd of September we had fish fingers with new potatoes and baby corn. This is the finished dish with everything on there, curry sauce as well, new potatoes, fish fingers and corn. And this is mine. I had pan-fried bassa with new potatoes and corn. These are the potatoes that I got from Tesco's. They are Tesco's finest British baby potatoes, and I'm just going to cut enough up for mine and Gary's tea, and then I'm going to put them on to boil. So they take about 25 minutes in salted boiling water. These are the chunky haddock fish fingers that Gary had. There's 8 in a box and Gary had 4. They're not very big, so 4 is plenty, and they take about 25 minutes in the oven to cook. This is the corn that we use. It's the green giant corn, and you just literally just warm it up in the pan. You can use the corn on the cobs if you want, or whatever vegetables you want as a side. This is the curry sauce that we use. It's the Bisto curry sauce, and all you literally do with this is just spoon a couple of spoonfuls in and then some water just to get it to the thickness that you want to use it, and it's just there as a side sauce. It doesn't get poured all over anything, but you can pour it over if you do want to. It's entirely down to you. I'm not having the fish fingers, I'm having bassa, so I put some butter in a frying pan and then add the bassa to that. I cook that for probably a minute or two, and then I would just put it in the oven. I don't pan fry it fully, I just pop it in the butter and then I will put it in the oven for around about 8 minutes just to cook through. And that's what I would have. Not for everybody, but I enjoy it. So now it's time to dish up. So we're putting the new potatoes on there first, then the corn, then the fish fingers, and that's Gary's done. This is mine, which I can understand it doesn't look the best, but it was really tasty. And this is Gary's all dished up. He just dipped the fish fingers in the sauce on the potatoes. It was really lovely. That's it for Monday's dinner, so see you tomorrow for Tuesdays. Have a good day, bye. Tuesday 23rd of September we had creamy buffalo chicken served with garlic bread. This is the finished result, absolutely lovely, with the pasta, the cream cheese in there, the hot buffalo sauce, which isn't too hot and spicy, but lovely and warming. The recipe is in the link below, so you'll be able to see this recipe for this pasta. It is absolutely dreamy. It's not the least calorific meal you can have, but if you want a nice treat, then make this. It's absolutely lovely. We love it. Love it. Thanks everybody. We'll now look at Wednesday's meal. Wednesday 24th of September we had chicken Kievs with baked potato and corn on the cob. This is the finished dish with the chicken Kievs, which were from Marks and Spencer's, baked potato and the corn on the cob. Corn on the cob, I usually do it in the microwave, so just put a little bit of boiling water in the dish, cover the dish with cling film, and I cook these for 8 minutes and they're perfect. These are the chicken Kievs that we got from Marks and Spencer's, two chicken ones, and they take 30 minutes in the oven. I've put the jacket potatoes in already, and I usually leave those in for about an hour and 20 minutes, something like that. Although you could start them in the microwave and they would take less time. So let's get dishing up. So first of all, the corn on the cob, which like I say is done in the microwave. The baked potato done in the oven. And then the chicken Kiev also done in the oven for 30 minutes. Easy meal. Just get the potato opened and put some butter on there and some salt on there. Oh, lovely. Love it. And this is the finished result. Really nice, easy tea. Very tasty to eat as well. So that's Wednesdays. Thursday, 25th of September, we had Chinese chicken curry with mushrooms served with boiled rice. Here is the finished Chinese curry. Very tasty with the Chinese curry sauce, chicken and rice. This meal served 2 people and I chopped up round about 280 grams of chicken. I then chopped up half an onion into chunks. Lots of mushrooms left, so there was round about 150 grams of mushrooms we put into this curry. This is a Chinese curry sauce that I got from Home Bargains, and you use 100 grams of the paste to 300 grams of boiling water. It was quite thick, so I did add more water to it just to thin it down a bit, but you can have it as thick or as thin as you want. It's entirely down to you. So we just used boiling the bag rice, which took about 10 minutes. I got this from Lidl, and it serves 2 people. So add some oil to a pan and get that to a good heat. Add the chicken in there and give it a good season. So put some salt and pepper on there. And then you can add your mushrooms. Once the chicken is slightly cooked, you can add your mushrooms and your onions in there and get them cooking. So you can see I'm stirring them all and making sure everything's cooked before I add the sauce. So the curry sauce has been in another pan. I'm sorry I didn't show you that, but all I did was pour boiling water onto the paste and just stir it, get it to the consistency I wanted, and then that can just sit in the pan. And then I'm going to add this to the chicken, onions and mushrooms and get that all mixed in, and that's literally it, done. It's so easy. You can add peas if you want to. I didn't add peas because I've got the mushrooms in there, but you can add them if you want. So let's get dished up. So I've got my rice there, and now I'm going to add the chicken curry to this. There was quite a lot, so we had a good portion each. It was so lovely. We didn't have any prawn crackers, but prawn crackers would have been nice with this as well. So that's it basically. That's the recipe done. And it's all dished up. So lovely. Thanks everybody. See you tomorrow. Bye. Friday 26th of September, we used the Crosta Mollica pizza bases with our own topping of ham and cheese, and we also had a garlic flatbread. Quite an easy one. This is the finished pizza once cooked. It's got ham and mushroom and cheese on this one. So Gary's just cutting the pizza at the minute. And then we had the garlic bread as well, which you can see, and we cut that up into individual slices as well. This is the pizza that we had, the Crosta Mollica pizza. We got it from Tesco's. It was on offer. Can't remember how much it was, probably about £4. But they're really nice pizzas, and the dough is a sourdough pizza as well. So really good for your stomach if you're suffering with your stomach. This is it in the packaging. And then I'm going to chop some mushrooms for the top of the pizza. This is the cheese and garlic flatbread that we had. It's got mozzarella and cheddar cheese on there, and it was from Tesco's. Now I'm going to get the pizzas ready to put in the oven. So I'm going to put some ham and mushroom on this Crosta Mollica pizza, ready to get in the oven. Lastly, I'm going to add a mixture of mozzarella and cheddar mix. It was in a bag from Tesco's that you can get already grated like this. And I'm just going to add this to the pizza. Now we're going to add both pizzas to the oven, to cook in the oven for around about 15 minutes. So they don't take long to cook, but just keep your eye on them. And now it's time to take them out of the oven and just get them cut up. Absolutely dreamy. It's always nicer when you put your own topping on them, because I always like a lot of cheese. Naughty, naughty. And that's it for Friday nights. So I will see you tomorrow. Bye everybody. Saturday 27th of September, we had an Indian takeout, which is from a restaurant near us called Tandoori Hut, which is at Wakefield Road, Stane Cross in Mapplewell. So this Indian cost us £48.90, so that's for 2 people. There is plenty left for tonight, so we have got leftovers. So in our bag of goodies, we got 3 small pots of salad, 5 little tubs of raita, which we like raita anyway, so it's a good job. But you should see the size of this garlic bread. Now, Tandoori Hut are well known for these garlic breads, which they hang onto a hanger, you know, where there's a skewer, and they hang them up and they bring them like that. Now, we do find that they go cold like that, so we tend to just, you know, leave them wrapped up when we have them in the takeaway. But they're very impressive garlic breads. And then for this particular one, it's a chicken tikka masala. Now the sauce was quite thick on this one, and tasted quite concentrated, so it was a little bit unpleasant, so we didn't really enjoy that. This is a mixed starter which has got lamb in it, chicken, shish kebabs in there, and had a lamb chop in there as well, which was lovely. So I enjoyed that. I'm not really too fussed about the sauces, you see, or meat in sauces. So then we got some samosas. There were 3 samosas in there. And they were meat samosas, which is tasty. Look at Teddy in the background, just waiting for not to get any. And then this is tandoori chicken with onions, and it's got some greenery in there. I weren't really sure what it was. This is the sauce for the tandoori chicken, because it's not in sauce. So I just got a tub of sauce with that. So I just dipped the naan bread in it and just different things, the samosas, and just used it as a dip. These are onion bhajis. You got 4 of those, which I didn't have any of those, to be honest. And then we got some ordinary rice, and then we got some mushroom rice, which we didn't order and didn't actually pay for. So this we've got for tonight anyway. So that's it for the Indian takeaway. Is it good value? Let me know in the comments. Sunday 28th of September, we had homemade steak pie, mashed potatoes with purple sprouting broccoli, carrots and gravy. Here's the pie all done, and if you open it up, you'll be able to see the gorgeous steak inside of that. Absolutely lovely. Look at all that meat inside that pie. So the meat is done in the slow cooker, so I'm going to add some diced onion to the bottom of the slow cooker. Then this meat, which I got from Tesco's, and then I got some mushrooms spare, so I put those in. They were a little bit past the best, but I'd got them, so I'm going to use them. Then I had an OXO cube, which I added in there. I would add red wine, but we didn't have any in, so I couldn't use any. So I just used the stock, and then I gave it a stir. That was on for 3.5 hours in the slow cooker. While the meat's cooking in the slow cooker, I'm going to get some vegetables prepared. So for Sunday lunch, we had mashed potatoes. So I'm cutting the potatoes for the mashed potatoes, and we also had carrots and sprouting broccoli. We'd got some of these parsnips left as well, so I put those in for Gary. I don't like them, so it was just Gary that had them. So now we're going to do the pastry for the pies. So I'm just putting some flour on the working surface. That's the pastry that we use, which is the Tesco one. And then we're going to roll out the pastry. First of all, we need to get the pastry to sit in the pastry cases. So we've got a bowl in the cupboard that just fits the cases nicely. So we're just using those. Anything you've got that actually fits inside, whatever you're going to be using to make your pie in, whether it's your own dish or whether it's these aluminium foil pastry cases that we've got or pie cases that we've got, just use what you can. So then prick the bottom of the pie pastry case. It's called docking, and that's to allow steam to escape during baking, preventing it from bubbling up and creating an uneven surface. I'm now going to fill the pastry cases with the steak. So I'm just popping that in now until I get them to the top. I might put a bit much in, to be fair. Put your lids on the pies, and then I'm crimping the edges of each pie, and then I'm just going to brush over with milk. You can use egg if you want, but I used milk. And now it's time to dish up. So the pie's on the plate, the mash, carrots, and then we've got the broccoli on there, and lastly the parsnips and that beautiful gravy, which is full of the meat juices. Absolutely lovely. So just wiping the plate, made a bit of a mess with the pie, and that's it, all done. All done. So just cutting the pie in half so that you can see the middle of the pie with the meat in there and the lovely gravy. It was delicious. And that's it for meals of the week. So I will see you next week for more meals. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.